Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to day 13 of our favorite guitar riff masters of all time. We've been counting down all month. We picked out our 30 favorite because there's 30 days in the month of April here in 2023. We picked out the 30 players that we love the most, who deliver the best riffs, those songs. We, generally speaking, remember them, sing them in our head, play them in our head, because of those guitar riffs that usually open up the song and then oftentimes are repeated throughout the song. And those riffs just grab us. Sure, they might have a great hook, they might have a great chorus and all that other stuff too, right? We're not knocking that. But it's those riffs that we remember. And these players, generally speaking, they didn't just deliver one or two good riffs throughout their careers. They just consistently delivered great riffs on all their albums, or most of them, or whatever. So we have gone through so far 13 of them. Today is day number, right? Today's day number 13. So we're going through 13. Tomorrow's 14. Come on, Pete, get the days right. So this particular guy has, and he's no longer with us, sadly, but he delivered killer riffs on so many albums, sometimes with different bands, sometimes solo stuff, right? But the guy, of course, you know who he is, right? Mr. Ronnie Montrose. I could have picked all three of my favorite riffs from him on the very first band album he did, his own band. Kind of wanted to mix it up just a little bit, but ultimately I came back to the debut Montrose album. Of course, Ronnie Montrose, one of the great guitar players of all time. There's just a plethora of great riffs on this particular album, one of the great American hard rock / heavy metal albums of all time. And one of the great debut albums of all time, of course, him and Sammy Hagar and the guys, right? All sorts of riffarama on this album. Probably doesn't get much better than the opening track, "Rock the Nation," right? It's just absolutely awesome. One of the great album openers of all time as well. Just him on a Gibson Les Paul, right? Doesn't get any better than that. Probably doing overdriven Marshall amp. There you have it. Meat and potatoes rock, right, at its best. I'm also going to go with Rock Candy from this album, right? Just big, heavy, ballsy riff through. I mean, his tone on Rock Candy is just absolutely sledgehammer killer. Sledgehammer killer? Yeah, okay. It's so heavy, it's so beefy, it's so metallic, his guitar work. Again, and a lot of the riffs are kind of blues driven, right? Because, Ronnie was a pretty decent blues rock player as well. But it's but take the blues and amplify it and add lots of distortion and fuzz, and all of a sudden you have this monolithic sound on the first Montrose album that's just one of the great guitar albums. It results in one of the great guitar albums of all time. So I'm going to go with Rock the Nation and Rock Candy from the debut album. So for number 3, I was like, well, there's the cool stuff he played with Edgar Winter, right? There's some cool riffs on some of that stuff. There's also all those great Gamma albums, right? There's some really good riffs on the Gamma albums, and he's even got some cool riffy stuff on some of his solo albums too. But ultimately, I went back to Paper Money, the second Montrose album, with I Got the Fire. It's the fact that the riff on that song is so great, and the song itself is so face-melting. Iron Maiden chose to cover it a number of years later and did a fine job on it as well, right? Just goes to show you when a young upstart heavy metal band like Iron Maiden picks one of your tracks on an album that didn't really do all that well to be something that they want to cover, because Iron Maiden covered some pretty good songs early in their career. You're on the right track, right? So I Got the Fire, Rock Candy, and Rock the Nation are my 3 picks from Montrose. But man, I'm sure there's going to be people down in the comments down there below who's going to pick things like Bad Motor Scooter and Space Station Number 9 and all that kind of stuff. I mean, there's no shortage of great Ronnie Montrose riffs. No shortage, Free Ride from Edgar Winter. I mean, there's just so many great riffs, from this guy. Even I was listening to his Speed of Sound solo album, which is all instrumental. There's some really good riffs on that album as well, too. If you've never listened to Ronnie Montrose, Speed of Sound, I highly recommend you check it out. I think that came out in, 86, 87, something like that. Maybe 88. I don't remember, somewhere in the late 80s. Really good instrumental rock album. I don't know if you want to call it a fusion album because it's a rock album, but just no vocals on it. He's got a meaty tone throughout the whole thing and just really good soloing and really good riffing. Very, very cool stuff. One of my favorite latter period albums from Ronnie after he did, after Gamma kind of ran its course. But yeah, Gamma, there's tons of great stuff on the Gamma albums as well. So yeah, those are my picks for Ronnie Montrose, a great riff master that is sadly no longer with us. But let us know what your 3 favorite riffs are from Ronnie Montrose, as well as your pick for today, day 13. Right, day 13. I keep. It's really early in the morning, guys, and I'm like, the calendar always like screws me up like in the morning for whatever reason. Your brain doesn't work really well first thing in the morning. You're kind of cloudy. You're kind of still half asleep and just getting into your day. So I keep like doubting that today is actually the 13th, and I'm like, well, Monday was the 10th. Yeah, okay, 11, 12, 13. So we're okay, right? Don't sweat it, Pete. Don't stress about the fucking date, right? Anyway, visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, all together, all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as it posts. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also, down below, we got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, as well as our merch page. So thanks for investigating all that and helping out if you can. And Ronnie Montrose, great guitar player. He is my riff master for today. By the way, this is a very cool original album series that has those 5 albums. So if you're looking to get into some Montrose and don't know where to start, that's a perfect place to start right there. Stay tuned tomorrow for another of my favorite riff masters. We're going to get even heavier tomorrow. So we got a great player for tomorrow that has been one of the most consistent riff guys throughout his career. And one of the reasons why a lot of the albums from the band that he's in is so great is because of the cool riffarama that he puts through on each and every album. So that's coming up tomorrow. And stay tuned tonight. We've got the Monsters Den tonight. Also, for those of we've had a lot of people asking, Pete, aren't you gonna respond and maybe rant on this whole crazy situation going on between Motley Crue and their former guitar player Mick Mars? And I responded to a few people. I'm like, I don't know really if I have much to say. I'm not much of a Motley Crue fan. I am kind of watching it and listening and reading and all that kind of stuff. I do find it pretty humorous. So I was talking with my good friend Dave LaGreca from SiriusXM Busted Open Radio. Of course, he's a wrestling guy and he does all sorts of rants on there. And I said to him, we were talking about getting him on the channel again because we haven't seen him in a couple months. And I said, listen, are you following this whole Motley Crue Mick Mars thing? He goes, oh, yeah, I'm following it. And I said, you have any interest in coming on SOT with me this week and doing a little rant and just kind of talk about the whole issue and our feelings about it? And he said, absolutely, I think we can do that. And then we got to talking to Chris Allo, and Chris Allo's like, yeah, I would be interested in getting involved in that conversation. So coming up tonight, probably after Monsters Den, you will get a special rant from myself, Dave LaGreca, and Chris Allo about this whole Motley Crue Mick Mars fiasco that's been going on, this whole battle that's going on in the media, and we're going to kind of talk about it and have some fun with it. So that's coming up tonight as well. So Monsters Den and a little rant tonight, and then we've got Martin Popoff and myself tomorrow morning at the Funhouse. We have a very, very interesting show planned for you tomorrow. I'm not going to give too much away because I think it'll be good just to have folks just come prepared to really listen to what we have to say. We're going to be talking about a few different topics. This is not going to be necessarily album or band related. It's more kind of like creating topics and bands that we talk about and music we cover and why it's good to be credible about. I'm giving too much away already. So anyway, stay tuned for tomorrow at the Funhouse. We've got a fun show planned for you that I think will get the juices flowing in all of you, and it should be an episode that will be well commented on, I think. So because I think there's a lot of things that we do on our end that gets misunderstood by people who watch the channel or read the stuff on the web scene and all that kind of stuff. So we want to kind of talk about a lot of the logistics that go into talking about what we talk about and the bands we cover, and why when you have, especially when you have a channel, that you have to kind of balance talking about the very popular stuff with the more obscure stuff and why it's important to do both, but why you can't just do one or the other, right? So that's all coming tomorrow. And then, of course, we've got ranking the albums this weekend, where I will be ranking the catalog of Enchant, great California progressive rock / metal band who have been around for now like about 30 years. So that's coming up. They got 9 albums, something like that. So that's coming up on Sunday. So thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you real soon with more stuff. Tomorrow morning, another guitar Riff-Master, and lots coming up tonight. So thanks for watching. Also, going to get the next installment of the live album show that we do, Underappreciated and forgetting the other word that I usually tie into the title. Anyway, 10 more live albums that you guys should be paying attention to that don't get all the acclaim that some of the big live albums get. So that's coming up also too. You may get that today, you may get it tomorrow, something like that. So thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Pete Pardo. We'll see you real soon here with more stuff. Take care. Bye-bye.